4 years, January 11th. 25 years in real estate this year, and I was with my prior company 11 years. And I moved over to Keller Williams, and I've been with them 4 years. And it was the greatest move ever in a business and a personal life decision. I feel it was the best move for me, and you know, you're always reluctant when you move from one company to another, especially when you're a top producer as I am. I embraced the culture. I loved hearing about the culture of Keller Williams, the caring, the sharing, the way everyone treats each other like family. And I had heard about that. And when I had gone to the office, I was interviewed actually, and I had 3 interviews. I had to be sure that I was doing the right thing. And when I walked into the Keller Williams office and I saw on the wall was God, family, and then business, that did it all for me, because to me that was the greatest recipe for success. I always feel that happiness brings success. Success will never bring happiness. And when you're happy at what you're doing, you never really work a day in your life. This was life-changing for me, I have to tell you, totally life-changing. My business has doubled. My lifestyle has increased where I'm able to have much more family time, much more travel time. Reason being is, and I've been in business for so long, and as a realtor, you're always, I do great, I platinum produce every year. I do a tremendous amount of business, but your year ends in December and you're always saying, oh my God, how am I going to do this again? How am I going to do this next year? How am I going to get all these listings? How am I going to find all these buyers? Well, with Keller Williams, a few of the coaching classes that we have unbelievable productivity coaches that come in and teach you systems, and putting those systems together and in place teaches you how to actually plan your business for next year. A business plan? I never knew about a business plan in all my years of real estate. I have a business plan right now. I know exactly what I'm going to do this year and maybe more. I'm already prepared for 3 months in advance. So in October is when I start preparing for my next year. So when my book opens in January, I have my listing appointments for January, February, and some for March. I begin my spring market in December, knowing where I'm going, where I came from. There's a big difference when you have that comfort zone. You're not flying by the seat of your pants. So the company taught me many systems that I put into place. Everyone helps each other. There's a family environment in our office that's unbelievable. And what it did was, and it actually gives you a business worth owning and a life worth living. And that's what I love most about Keller Williams, is teaching us leadership. Leadership meaning you are driving a car, you're in a vehicle, but you're not the passenger, you're the driver. You're controlling where you're going, you know where you're going, and this company has taught me, myself, I must say, being able to get to my destination, traveling to my destination with success in a very pleasurable way and a very successful way. You have goals. You have things that you want to achieve. You have systems you want to put into place. We have constant education that's in-house in our office that you could take advantage of. Things that, you know, such as myself being a platinum producer every year and 25 years in the business, you kind of think you know it all. You don't know it all. You're learning something new every day. But what I love most about Keller Williams, and I'm going to tell you that, and everyone asks me, first of all, I'm going to answer you the question of what's the difference of Keller Williams versus any other company. But what I want to tell you most, what I love about Keller Williams, is it's all about us. It's all about the agents. They care about us. And when you're being cared for and you're being actually respected for what you do by your company, it makes you want to work harder for them and for yourself. And people always ask me, other agents from other companies that I'm very friendly with, always ask me, what's the difference between Keller Williams and one other company? And my analogy is, and I'm going to tell you my analogy. My analogy is it's like taking a child out of a home and putting them in. A child that's in a home, it's not their home, they're in an orphanage. And you're taking them out of the orphanage and you're putting them in a home filled with love and caring and teaching them things in life, So you get to share that with your clients. You feel like you're really embraced by your company. That's my greatest thing. Working in teams. We're establishing teams. I'm building a team right now. And that's the best part about this company is there's something out there for everyone, and we all share and we all help each other. I can travel, I can do whatever I want. I have a great team behind me. I can know that if I'm not there for my, open house on Sunday, I've got great agents calling me, Antoinette, do you have an open house? Thank God I have open houses every weekend. I have listings every weekend. I do about 5 transactions a week. My business has completely doubled. At my age, I'm very proud of it. I worked very hard, but I have all my systems in place. I'm in control. I'm in the driver's seat. And that's what Keller Williams has taught me. And when I tell everyone out there, yes, I'm grateful every day. I have a great life. I have a great business. I can't wait until tomorrow, till I get up and face what tomorrow is going to be like, just creating new opportunities for myself, the agents around me, and my clients. Well, I have grandchildren now, and I want to visit them, and they live out of state. And it's terrific because I can just go anytime that I want. It's enabled me to do things that I never could think I could do or dream of doing, both financially and business-wise. Leaving your business, I would never leave. I was away this week. I had a closing. I had walkthroughs. I had inspections. I would never leave my business. I couldn't dream of not being at a closing or if there was a problem with a walkthrough or an inspection. I had a group, I had a team that was helping me. It was incredible. And they do open houses for me. They generate business. These are new agents. I'm bringing them to levels where they're not just going to be buyer's agents for a while. They're going to be buyer's agents, but they're also going to be brought to levels of becoming listing agents sooner than they can ever imagine. And when you have listings in this business, you're in business. When you don't have listings, you're out of business. So I'm teaching them my systems, plus the systems of Keller Williams, putting that recipe together. It's a recipe for success. And that's about the part of what we're about, and that's the sharing and the caring. So, and Keller Williams is just so technology driven. We are tops on our technology. We are tops in age-eccentric. We're the largest real estate company in the world. The most unbelievable family reunions that we get to go to every single year to see our officers speak to us and tell them about new events and new things that are coming up in the market and new things that the companies are doing for us. This year was all about technology. We had it in Las Vegas. It was amazing. It was about technology. It was about expansion teams. I'm creating an expansion team now out of state, which is amazing because that's the state in Las Vegas where my grandchildren live and my son and daughter-in-law. I get to go visit, so now I'm creating an expansion team there. I can't wait to get started on that. I can be their mini little team leader. It's just so much to look forward to. Every day is something new. So the excitement, the energy, and the familiar values in our company are unbelievable. It's a game changer for the industry. Keller Williams is so advanced in everything that they do. Why are they so advanced? Because they care about us. They want their agents to be successful. It's all about us, which is great. You won't find that anywhere else. I love the fact when I cap, oh my gosh, when I cap every year, your commissions go to 100%. Who doesn't want to work for 100%? We have such great opportunities of profit share that you are entitled to receive for the rest of your life. And it's so great because our team leaders are amazing in our company, in Bergen County Partners. Our team leaders are so energetic and so caring. Things that we do in the office are amazing as far as events that we have. Just the way that they recruit, they bring in great agents into our company. We all embrace them. It's all about the learning. We have wonderful productivity coaches. We're never left alone. Especially if you're a new agent coming into the business, you want this kind of direction. You want people around you to surround you with success and caring and sharing their thoughts and what they do. Everyone is willing to help each other and step up to the plate. That's the best part of the company.
Right.
Yes, and I've always been on my own, which is fine. But see, in Keller Williams in the past 4 years, even though I was on my own, I'm just now developing a team. I didn't have a team before, and I produced these mega numbers that I'm doing, doubled my business. I have my husband who's licensed who helps me, but I'm able to have these people that work for me that are so dedicated to me and so caring that now I want to share with them. I have so much business. I want to share with these people who really deserve to learn the systems and to learn, and a lot of them are new agents that have been brought into the company. I want to create them as listing agents ASAP, as soon as possible. Like I said, when you have listings, you're in business, you're in control. And leadership is a very, very big facet in our business. Keller Williams teaches you how to be a great leader. It's very important that you're a leader and not a follower. We want you to have leadership skills. You know, we want you to be accountable to yourself. We want you to be able to follow systems, create a business plan, create a goal, get to your destination, reaching your goals in a great way. So I have, you know, we always have the stress of real estate. Every realtor does, whether it's an inspection issue or a closing issue, no matter what it is, but we can handle it. We can get to our goals and destinations. You know, we have these vision boards that we talk about, and I've always had visions of things that I wanted to do when I get a certain age in my life. Well, guess what? I was able to do it. I was able to do it, and I thank God every day. I thank God every day that I'm blessed with this wonderful business that has allowed me to achieve and reach my goals in life, which include my family. So to me, that's a winning recipe. 3 of my clients that I've sold homes to, 3 have all approached me this year. 2 of them have just joined Keller Williams. They became agents. They left their full-time careers, professional careers, and I have a 3rd one that actually emailed me last night and said, Antoinette, I just passed my classroom test. I'm taking my state test. So now she'll be the 3rd person, possibly the 4th on my team. These were all past clients of mine that I sold homes to, all of them. And that goes to show you that they've seen me in my business for how long. I've kept in touch with them because this is something else Keller Williams taught us about. And communication has always been a very big part of my life, whether it be with business or family. Communication is the key to life. So if you have great communicative skills, well, Keller Williams taught us about our touch programs. I never knew about that before. I never knew that I should stay in touch and build a database. Who speaks to you about your database? Nobody. So they actually teach us to create a database. We have systems in place where I give my old, past, and previous and existing clients updates on today's market, whether I send them a recipe every month. Whatever I do, it's very heartfelt and it's very real. I send them educational things that they're going to open up and read, and it keeps me in touch with them. And in doing so, I create an unbelievable referral business, which makes life really easy. I've created an amazing referral business, and I've created an amazing relationships with my past clients. Now, to have 3 of them in 1 year come to me and say, Antoinette, I want to take my state test and I want to join Keller Williams. I just see how happy you are and I see how much business you're doing. Thank God for Facebook. They're able to go on Facebook and follow me and see what I'm doing and all the awards that I'm achieving. And being a top agent for Keller Williams this year, I was blessed with being top in closed volume and #1 agent in closed volume for Keller Williams for Bergen County Partners, and #2 for Tri-State, which is New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. And I'm very proud of that. Why? Because I have business plans, I have systems in place, and I have goals to reach, and I have a great vehicle that I'm in control and I'm in the driver's seat, and I'm allowed to get to my destination. It enables me to get there with pleasure and happiness. And remember, happiness will always bring you success. And Keller Williams has allowed me to be me. They've allowed me to take the ball and run with it. And that's what I love. They've allowed me to do so much because of the strong educational powers that I have behind me. Education is key. Communication is key. I've had the pleasure and opportunity to sit in with the best of the people in the industry who will actually talk to you and teach you how to handle these objectives and how to be the greatest agent that you could possibly be. And these classes are taught to us by the best people in the industry, most experienced, and you learn so much. I've been in the business for so many years. There were so many objections that Diana Kokoza taught us on how to face listing appointments and how to face those objections. And in doing so, when I go into a listing, I'm prepared for those objections. So now they're not objections anymore. They're part of my presentation. So before the seller has to even ask me about what he wants to ask me, which is very questionable in his mind, I'm already answering his objections. So they don't become objections anymore. They become part of my listing presentation. And this is another thing that I do. I travel around to many of our centers, whether it's Bergen County Partners or whether it's, up in New York, whether it's in Livingston, wherever it is, I travel to these offices and I do actual mock listing presentations. And I also do teaching and classes on how they can prospect and build a business. It's just part of my caring and sharing. It's part of me wanting to see other agents succeed and be where I am today, because I'm at the top of my game. And I'm so grateful and thankful to Keller Williams to have allowed me, enabled me to get there. Thank you so much.
Okay.
3.5 years. 16 years. Keller Williams has been an amazing place to be. I spent years in many other real estate companies. The difference here, when I came here, when I worked other places, I was an agent. And when I came to Keller Williams, I became a business owner, and that was a major shift in the way I think about myself, the way I think about how I present myself in the arena with buyers and sellers. So that was a major, major shift for me. I always did well in real estate. Coming to Keller Williams, the last 2 years have been my best years ever, both in terms of production. My production is probably up about 25%. But my income is up probably more than 50%. So not only am I able to raise my production levels, but I'm able to be a lot more profitable as a result of the Keller Williams model as well. So it's been a win-win all around. Yeah, putting systems and models in place. I mean, in other companies, you were just kind of winging it. You were doing what seemed to come natural, seemed to be the things that you were supposed to be doing. But Keller Williams gives you a model to follow. And so that's been incredibly helpful in really getting a good foundation in place and building a business that's sustainable, where you're not worrying from year to year, what am I going to be doing? Can I predict this? So again, it's the systems, the tools, the models that give you a sustainable long-term business. Incredibly, both as a teacher as well as a student. Here's what's great about Keller Williams. When you work in other companies, you can go to a Tom Ferry, you can go to a Brian Buffini, you can go to all these places and you come back to your place of business and there's no follow-through. When you're at Keller Williams, not only can you avail yourself of the training, but the culture continues to support that training. And that's what makes the difference. We all take courses, we come back, and it's rare that you implement anything of what you've learned because there's no continuity. That's the difference here. You go to a class, you go back to your office, and you're continuing to do the things. You're continuing to get the support of the things that you've learned. It's our culture. It's what we live every day. So yes, you actually do get to implement things, and you do see the follow-through and the continued support. Since joining Keller Williams, I've become a business person and not just a real estate agent. Moving to Keller Williams was the best thing I did for my career. I've worked in a lot of other, I've worked at Coldwell Banker, big firm, Friedberg, the small niche firm. Since moving here, it's really propelled my both professional life as well as my personal life. There's a lot that you learn here that are just life lessons. At my last brokerage, there was so much negative energy. People came in, they were complaining, it wasn't a positive environment. since joining Keller Williams, I mean, it's a happy place to work. It's collaborative. People aren't walking around hiding what they're doing. Everybody's sharing. There's enough business around for everybody, so there's no reason to keep it, you know, just to yourself. So the environment is just incredibly different. You know, listen, people in real estate, people don't hire brand. They hire an agent. When you go to other companies, all the advertising, everything they do is about building the name of the brokerage. Here, it's all about promoting the agent. So there's a lot of flexibility in going out and marketing yourself. You know, Keller Williams isn't doing major ads for the Super Bowl. They're putting their money in training and coaching and teaching their agents so that they can go out and they can build their own brand. And again, talking about being an agent versus being in business for yourself, that's really the essential first step, is to go out and build your value proposition, your brand to the marketplace. And Keller Williams is a place that supports you to do that. There's really no other company like Keller Williams, and I've worked for 3 other companies, all had different focus. I think what Keller Williams has done is they've taken the best out there from multiple points of view. Systems and systems. You come to Keller Williams, you have everything you need to run your business, contact management systems, you know, all the tools and technology that's needed. They've brought together an amazing culture. They've brought together great leadership opportunities. You have the opportunity for profit share. So it's really a collaboration of all the great ideas out there, all the other things that other companies have done, put into one place and one company where you can absolutely have it all. If you're at another company feeling like you're stuck, feeling like you want to make the change, I will tell you, I was at a company where I worked for one of my closest and dearest friends. It was not an easy thing to go into that office. But in the end, it's a business decision, and you can't hold on to that. You can't be afraid of change. Change is the time that you grow and propels you forward. So if you're sitting there feeling like you're not getting the support, you don't have the systems, you don't have an opportunity, you don't know where to turn to grow your business, take the step. Take the step and you won't regret it.
So I got my real estate license in 2005 and started with another national firm. And from there, I went to a small boutique in Ridgewood. So I've kind of seen how the other side lives. But joined Keller Williams about 6.5 years ago when we opened originally in the Ridgewood office. Well, I can tell you that it's hard to make change. I think that that's something that, especially the first time when I went from the big firm I was at and went to this smaller firm in Ridgewood, I was terrified at the idea of switching firms and what that would mean, and oh, that's going to be so hard to do. It's not super fun, but it's really not such a tragedy. It's really not that hard, and especially when you're making the right move, it's so worth it. So the second time when I went from that small boutique to Keller Williams, I wasn't as frightened, although I hadn't heard of Keller Williams. It was Keller Who in Bergen County, New Jersey at the time. So that part was a little bit scary, but I knew that from what I had learned from my research about Keller Williams, that it was going to be the right decision for me. So I made that leap. And yeah, there's a little bit of bumpiness, you know, you have to learn some new systems and all, but that little short-term discomfort, that's all I'm going to call it because that's all it is, pays off in spades, and it's so worth it. My first year at Keller Williams, after my first year at Keller Williams, I doubled my business in that year. And the year after that, I did that again. So it just was exponential. And I do credit that mostly to me, but also to Keller Williams. Because of the systems that they gave me, because of the marketing tools they gave me, the education they gave me. I'm an old dog that believes in learning new tricks all the time. And in particular, for me, they encouraged me and helped me along in developing a team. And that really made it so, you know, just blew the roof off of the opportunity that I have. So the last several years, I've sold approximately $25 million a year in real estate. Looks like this year I'm going to sell more than that, which will be very nice. But a big part of that is the help that they gave me and the direction that they gave me and the encouragement that they gave me in building my team. I'm not in any particular coaching program right now, although I have been. I've done group coaching, which you know, I definitely learned something from both of those programs that I did, but one of them had to do with building a team. But But I do take advantage of the training that we have in general. You can go not just within your own office, like I'm in the Ridgewood office for training. I could look anytime and say, oh, look at that class that they're doing tomorrow. I think I'll go take that class. You can go to any of the Keller Williams offices. It doesn't even have to be in Bergen County. If I feel like driving to Morristown for a class that they're giving, I can. So again, there's that old dog learning a new trick. I know I can always improve upon what I'm doing now. So I take advantage of that a lot. I also even teach classes sometimes, which is fun. Everybody kind of encourages each other a lot. It's a really supportive environment, which is very different from where I have been in the past. So, for example, a few weeks ago, I saw another agent in my office who's very successful and had been around longer than I have, was doing something in her marketing of her listing that I hadn't seen before. And I called her, and she could not have been more helpful. We were on the phone for about a half an hour. She told me everything she liked about what she was trying out. She told me the things that were problematic and how maybe she was going to fix that in the future. She shared everything with me. And that is what our environment is like. I get calls like that all the time from brand new agents or experienced agents who say, hey, Nina, can you help me with this or that? And I'm happy to do that. And it comes around. It really does. There's this sharing environment and culture of Keller Williams that I've never seen before. Probably part of it has to do with the Keller Williams business model, is that the agent is the client in the office. And they say to us, what can we do to make your business grow? First of all, they respect the fact that you're in business. This is your business. And then they say, what can we do to help you grow that business? And then they put action behind those words. They don't just say it. So everything I need, anytime I need it, I always know that there's somebody there to help me in technology, in coaching, in training, whatever it is. And I really feel like that's the difference. At my old firms that I worked at, I felt like I was an agent working for that agency. And I don't feel that way at Keller Williams. I feel part of Keller Williams, which is a great thing to feel a part of, but I do feel like they work for me. And that has changed my business. That is part of the reason I do better. Since I joined Keller Williams, I developed a team. And that is what blew the ceiling off my opportunity. And at Keller Williams, they really do help you to do that. There's Millionaire Real Estate Agent, Gary Keller's book, which is a fabulous book, which really gives you the grid work on how to build a team. And I do admit, sorry, Gary, I'm not following it to the T, but I am inspired by it every day. And I use it as, oh, I see what's going on there, so what can I do? What can I take from that information to help me build my team? Building a team for me has been the best part. Not only has it made it so I can make more money, but I'm now really part of something. My teammates, when they do well, I do well. When I do well, they do well. We're really in it together. And that's something that Keller Williams, at other agencies, at the other agencies, there was never teams. Occasionally there'd be two agents who worked together as a team, but it was always kind of vague. This is my team, it's the Colligan Group, and so these people work technically for me, but I feel like they work with me, and that's all part of the business model that I have. Moving to Keller Williams was really exciting because there was no Keller Williams in Bergen County. We had never heard of Keller Williams. It was that old thing that we like to joke about, Keller who? And so that was scary. We were a little bit of the blind leading the blind, but I got to be a part of that grassroots there, and that was exciting. Scary, but exciting. Couldn't have worked out better. I became a realtor after being a stay-at-home mom for 11 years. And before that, I was in medical sales, so I had this sales background, but I stayed home for 11 years. I was lucky enough to be able to do that. And when I was going back to work, I didn't want to go back to corporate America where I had been with Johnson & Johnson because I had to travel all over the country. So I picked real estate, and it's a really terrific job to have, but it's not a part-time job. That's the only thing I will say. I think there are some people who feel like, well, I can do this part-time as I transition into another. Personally, I don't really see that as realistic. I think you need to jump in with both feet, and you should jump in with both feet, because it's a very lucrative field if you're dedicated to it and you're good at it. So for me, it was a perfect solution to what I wanted to do. I got to use my sales and marketing that I had a history of, but I got to stay close to home, which is really nice. And while my hours are flexible, I do work 7 days a week. But I choose to work 7 days a week. I really love my job. So some people don't want to do that. I'm happy to work that much. If you're a brand new agent, or if you're an agent who's been around the block a few times, Keller Williams is definitely the place to go for a brand new agent. I can't imagine a new agent going anywhere else, because no other office is going to be able to give you that setup of your business and train you and direct you the way this company can. And then if you're not a new agent, like my situation was, it's still the perfect place to go. My old agencies, I worked at 2 different agencies. None of them offered me what Keller Williams has offered me in training, in a supportive environment, in team building, none of that. I didn't get that anywhere else. Well, because of our commission structure, we really make way more money than other agencies. So right there, that's a huge difference, just huge. For me, it's been about a team, because when you start to have people working for you or with you on your team, when they're making money, you're making money, even when you're not in the room. And so that's something that I didn't learn about until I got to Keller Williams. I knew nothing about that opportunity for my business until I got to Keller Williams. I love the team leadership I have. The actual team leader, Sally, she's not old enough to be my mother, so I guess I'll say she's like a big sister. You know, the most supportive, warm, wonderful, smart woman who has an amazing history in real estate. So she's been there in the trenches doing the work, and she has shared so many ideas, things that I do in my daily business, I learned from her. And so that's been great. So it's interesting, because the first firm I was with, which was a big national company, I was there for a couple of years before I was recruited by this small firm before Keller Williams. And when I was talked to about coming to join that firm, I thought, no, this is what real estate agencies are like, right? I mean, why would I change? I wasn't really completely happy where I was. Didn't really like the management. I didn't feel supported. I didn't feel supported. I didn't feel like anybody was really there to help me grow my business. But I thought that's what a real estate agency was like. That's just the way the business is. When I went to that small boutique, it definitely got better, but I still didn't feel that I was the customer in the agency. I didn't feel like my needs were being met. And it wasn't until I went to Keller Williams where it was like, look at all this that a company can do for me to help me build my business. And so that really has changed for me. That's where everything changed. That's where I got all the training that I thought I was getting trained, and I was getting some training. I was definitely getting some training, but the opportunity for education at Keller Williams is just far exceeds your imagination. And you know, local, regional, national, online programs that you can join or watch, coaching, which can be done group or one-on-one. They offer all of it. So no matter how you like to learn or are good at learning, you can learn at Keller Williams. And again, that's whether you're a brand new agent or a seasoned agent.
I've been at Keller Williams since June of 2014. I've been in the business for almost 33, 34 years. Well, I had more transactions closing last year than I had in a very, very long time. It's the first time in many years that I made got into the circle of excellence. I had been there before, but Keller Williams did a lot to help change my mindset about what it's like to be in real estate. So to me, it wasn't just about the numbers, it was about changing my mindset. The culture of sharing and being part of a team is amazing. I remember being at one particular agency where there was a really top producer who came in. He was being shown the ropes. I was grabbing a cup of coffee in the kitchen, and the admin was showing him around. And when she finished with her presentation, she said to him, "Do you have any questions?" And he said, "Yeah. Where do I lock up my files?" And I thought to myself, what's he bringing to the party? Red ants? As opposed to Keller Williams, when I was here, I think maybe about a week, and we had top producers who produce over $45 million worth of sales a year. They came in and made a 45-minute presentation. This is how we do it, and this is our cell phone number, and here's our email address, and if you ever want to come out with me while I'm doing door knocking, just give us a call. And the culture of sharing here is amazing. The culture of training is amazing. And I've been on, panels with other top producing agents, and I've also been in classrooms where I've taught. I've been in classrooms where I've been a student. And what I've gotten from it has been phenomenal. As a matter of fact, on one panel that comes to mind, one of the agents broke off topic and went into what she does at a listing presentation. And I was kind of fidgeting and saying, what do I really need this for? This was not what the topic was. 3 nights later, I was at a listing presentation, and the question came up, and immediately I remembered what her response was, and I gave it to the seller, and the seller said, "That makes a lot of sense. Where do I sign?" So that's the kind of stuff that goes on at KW. And like I said, I've been in the business for over 30 years, and I'm always learning something new all the time. Coaching is individual. I should say, there's always the opportunity for that to go on all the time, and sometimes it's, when I've seen people who've actually had the coaching, it's something that gives me a great deal of, it's more inspiration to say, okay, I've got to give this one a try, because I see how their mindsets have changed. And the one benefit of having a coach is that you can really be dealing with your issues as a business person, as a salesperson on a one-to-one basis. That doesn't happen in the training. You may pick up, bits and pieces here and there. You'll get to learn all of the tools. But with a coach, it's different. With a coach, they're actually saying, okay, what are you doing? How accountable are you? What's in your way? How do we move on from here? And that's invaluable. Well, this is a very agent-centric company. I've been in other companies where I really felt as though I was in competition with my broker, or that there were certain, I don't even know what to do. It's hard to explain because I don't want to say anything bad about previous companies. I had a great experience. I learned a lot from them, but it's not like it is here. And the culture here is one of sharing, as I said, it's one of training, it's continuous education. There's any time I can go to a class, I can go online, I can pick up a video, I can listen to an audio, I can be traveling in my car and play a podcast or whatever it is. But the game changer is that my mindset, the whole paradigm shift was from being a salesman to being a businessman. And that was something I never got anywhere else. Everywhere else that I went, it was just like, okay, this is a selling technique, this is how you farm, this is how you prospect, this is how you close, this is how you da-da-da-da-da. That's not exactly what I was looking for. What I was looking for was, how do I grow my business? And most of my business comes in off of referrals, and I wanted to learn, how do I best serve my clients? And how do I treat that as a business rather than just as a salesman? And that, to me, was incredible. Yeah, compensation is different, but it's not what it's all about. I mean, the thing is, obviously, there's a point at which I want to cap, and then, you know, it's all mine. The point that I love about Keller Williams is that it's gotten me to a point of even thinking about that. You know, I've always been in businesses where the broker has offered me a better than average split, and then I've gotten a bonus or some other kind of tool. But the point is, it wasn't my business, and this has been different. What happens here is that I'm given a split, which is an incentive for me to, you know, produce. But then after a certain level, it's all mine. And what Keller Williams has also helped me to do is to watch how I'm spending my money, to be purposeful in what I'm doing rather than having things happen by accident. You know, and that to me has been really a critical change in terms of my mindset. God, I've had a great time. I mean, I've always loved selling real estate, but being at KW is really, it's a mind changer. And I love the sense of camaraderie and teamwork. I used to laugh in the beginning when I first came in and I heard people ringing the bell and people cheering, but boy, yesterday I rang the bell for you know, one of the closings I just had, and it really felt good to get the support of the rest of my team. Moving to Keller Williams, I didn't appreciate it in the beginning when I moved to Keller Williams. I thought it was just another real estate company. And I'm smiling now because I'm thinking about how I came in and I was just doing the same thing I had done over and over again. And I was really impatient to get started, so I didn't take advantage of the systems. I sat in classes and I said, okay, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. And then one day it really hit me of the benefit, because as I started to go out and doing what I thought was the same thing, my mindset had changed. And there was something about other companies that I had been with where agents would come in and they kept things to themselves. But here, what I was surprised by was the amount of sharing that went on. Top producers, newbies, you know, and you can always learn from somebody. And that whole culture of sharing and the team and everything else, it's not just what's written on paper, it's real. And I think it's one of the many things that makes us a cut above and certainly much different than other agencies. You'll feel like you never felt anywhere before. This is an amazing place, and you'll never look back.
I came to Keller Williams on a tip from one of the agents that there was a job opening, and at the time I was looking for a full-time position to better my future, and I have done just that. I started at the front desk and worked my way to Assistant Market Center Administrator, and I am currently the Market Center Administrator after being employed for 4.5 years. I'm able to take care of our agents with a servant heart and also perform my job with the financials. I do the financials for the company, so I do the yearly budget, I pay the agents their commissions, I make sure that all of the accounts receivable and accounts payable are all in order every month before we transmit to Keller Williams International. Basically anything that has to do with the money. The company is all about education and growth. So if you are interested in being a better leader and a better person overall, it's the company for you. Director of First Impressions, Assistant Market Center Administrator, Market Center Administrator, Team Leader, Productivity Coach, Launch Coach, Agent Services, Agent Tech Coordinator. The technology cannot be beat. Between the technology and the education, it's just everything to support our agents into making a better life for themselves. As As a member of the Bergen County Partners leadership team, we work for the agents. We are not staff members, we're business consultants, and we are here to support the agents because without them, we would not have a job. The culture of the company is like none other that I have seen. The way that everyone supports one another with honesty and integrity. We help one another. As far as the leadership team, we are constantly in touch with one another in like roles and unlike roles as a whole to support one another in better supporting our agents, because the more support we can give them, the better off everyone is. The agents support one another in a way of giving and sharing, and it's a wonderful environment to work in.
It's been great. It's only been like 9 months or so since I've become an agent, and it has honestly completely changed my life. You know, when I hear people saying that, it seems kind of cliche sometimes to say that, but when you experience it, you feel it, and that's when you can really say it. So, you know, that's the case for me, that I've been able to achieve my goals, and before that, I never knew what success really meant. And with Keller Williams, I do now know like what it means and what are the ways to achieve it. I just wanted to have a great life. Before getting my license, I did not really know what a real estate agent meant, but after going through great training and after, you know, getting to know the company culture, I found out that there is more than money, there is more than business, and you know, that's about life in general, the culture in general, the people in general. So that's the thing I experienced the most at Keller Williams. I took the training, and now I took the training for first 6 months with Hal, and it has been amazing. So for me, training helped me identify what the purpose of my life was, and then it helped me successfully achieve it. It has helped me a lot the way I look at people now. Before they were just people, and now I know that it's more of a relationship that I need to build, not just to, you know, work with them, or it's just about, you know, being for them, helping them throughout the life. Because at Keller Williams, I learned it's not short term, it's like long term. It's over the span of your life, and not just your life, your client's life too. So it's about that bond, that connection, and I learned that through the agents in the office itself. You know, they always hold their hands, they're always helping, they're always giving, they're sharing, they're knowledgeable, they're not jealous, they're not scared to share. So that's how it helped me. My goal is to sell 50 homes every year. So I've been able to get a business of 7.8 million in my first 9 months, which I'm very happy about. And my goal for 2017 is to at least reach 30 homes, like 30 units. So that's my goal. So, and eventually go up to, you know, 50 homes. And then eventually in a year or so, or maybe 2 years or so, I want to develop my own team. So the culture is very unique. I have never come across a workplace which has so much to offer, and offer to as many people who are there in the office. It's not just you, it's for everyone. And it's endless. So you can get what you want, and there's always more for everyone. And the culture, as I said, everyone is helping, everyone is looking out for each other, everyone is there to let you grow and, you know, dream whatever you want to dream. Nobody is there to stop you. And I think Keller Williams gives you that opportunity to be who you are and also push yourself to the maximum. At Keller Williams, I've learned what you focus on expands, and it's working out great for me.
So I started at Keller Williams 2 years ago.
And I've been in the real estate business for since 2009. So I love Keller Williams. Since I've come to Keller Williams, I've tripled my business. So I was doing a little under 10 million when I started, and this year I hit almost 30 million. And the training and support and the culture has just been unbelievable for my business. I went through the book club that we did at Keller Williams, which was changing, life-changing for me. It was the Millionaire Real Estate Book Club that Al developed. And during that book club, I learned from so many other agents that the sky is the limit, or there's no limit. And I started to implement a lot of the practices in that book. And I now currently have a 20 to 25 hour a week admin, and then I have 2 buyer's agents. And I'm developing them to help me grow my business. So it's taken my business to a whole new level, and it's almost like the other company could only take me this far, and then you come and you learn, and then you can go this far. So it really has been career changing for me at Keller Williams. The culture at Keller Williams is phenomenal. It's a culture of support, help, sharing, and training. So all of those things come together to help us develop our business and grow our business. And everybody wants to help you along the way. So I find, and in the same vein, I'm helping others. So it's just a really nice culture. I have a little bit different take on that. I felt like I was in like a coffee clutch. I felt like I was coming to, my neighbor's house to drink coffee and eat donuts. Where at Keller Williams, it's a professional environment. You know that you're in a business atmosphere and that everybody is here to focus and motivate for the same goals. So that's how I thrive. I thrive knowing that, I'm beating myself every month. I'm competing against myself, and I'm beating myself, and I see everybody else trying to do the same thing. I would describe it as highly motivated, highly competitive, and just all around great person. So before that, at my other company, they were thoughts. Coming here, I have a map that I can follow to create the team and to grow my business to whatever size I want it to be, and that's the difference. So the book has been really instrumental in me, growing my business. And I will say that Bold, I took Bold twice, and that is the best sales training course, life training course I have ever taken. It is unbelievable how the Bold laws affect every aspect of my life, my business, my home life, my marriage, you name it. So that has been life-changing too, and I really have promoted that within the company and within the new agents that are joining, because it's just an incredible experience. Change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. I live by that. I also have brought on about 7 people since I started in the business. I don't focus on that at all. In fact, I do not recruit. I feel that my actions speak louder than my words, and so people have been coming to me. So I have never mentioned to anybody that they should come to Keller Williams, but I have 7, maybe 8 people that are now in my tree. And then my tree is starting to have limbs, which is a beautiful thing. So I capped both times, both years that I've been with Keller Williams. I capped in 4 months, and then I capped in 2 months. So that's just unbelievable to me. It's like free money. And I just love it. I'm motivated by achievement, but I love taking my checks to the bank. But achievement is really what motivates me. So salespeople are motivated by 3 things: power, achievement, and money. So I'm definitely achievement motivated, but I love the money. No, cap is based on, everybody is the same at Keller Williams. So that is the other thing I love about this company. So it doesn't matter if you sell 1 house or 50 houses, you are the same no matter what. So you cap when you pay the company $37,000. And once you do that, then for the remainder of that year, you get 100% of your income. And we're all equal here.
So, you know, before I got back into business, I stayed home for 15 years, and for those 15 years, all I did was work in the school systems to raise money for my kids, and I also was a member of the Junior League of Bergen County, so I've always been community-oriented. That's where I got a lot of my leads as well, but coming to Keller Williams, you know, that is such a target for the company. They care so much not only about their own people, but also about different local organizations. And I think, you know, it goes with the personality. They're just multifaceted. They, you know, they care about doing well in business, they care about taking care of their community, and they care about taking care of their employees. And, you know, that's the recipe for success. Since joining Keller Williams, my business has grown exponentially, but I've also grown as a person. And I think that's even more important. Moving to Keller Williams was a very good thing for my career and also for me because of what it's helped me to attain, not only just financially and with my business, but also, more importantly, knowledge about myself and about other people, because there's so much education here that focuses on that, and that's been really helpful. I'll repeat bold again. It's just been an incredible course to take. So when I moved from the last company to Keller Williams, it was, for me, it was a very stressful time. And I had a lot of business on the table that I needed to close out before I made the move. And at the company I came from, they kept everything. So we were not allowed to move with our listings. And I said to myself, I will never work for another company that doesn't let me take my listings with me, because these people hired me to sell their homes, and it was very important to me. They put their trust in me that I needed to finish that job. So I had to close out all my business and wait till things were just about to expire before I gave my notice. And it was difficult, but it was so worth it, and I'm really glad I did it. And I was able to, whatever I left behind, I continued to work. I made my last company commit that I could still, even though I wasn't going to get paid on it, follow through to the end, so that those people knew that I was still managing their sale. At my last brokerage, I was unsure of the future of the company and the model that they were continuing to support. And that was very worrisome, because with their model, I felt that they were going to not be able to continue to grow in business because the model was changing. And I was worried that I'd lose a lot of business because it was antiquated. They were paying big dollars to managers that were really not supporting the agents at all. They were paying them a lot of money, and they were not flexible in the way that we did our business. And I felt like really the company was going to start losing a lot of sales, and so that was another reason why I left. And I think they've continued to slow down, and we have at Keller Williams continued to grow. For Keller Williams, I didn't have a map. I didn't know where I was going. I wasn't sure of how I was going to get there. Since joining Keller Williams, I have a clear-cut vision and map of where I'm going and how I'm going to get there. Whether I choose to go way up here or here or here, I have a plan that they put out to us that I can follow. And then it's my choice. Before Keller Williams, there was no map, there was no plan. And you know, if you don't have a map, you never know when you reach your goal. So Keller Williams definitely gives agents the support and the education they need to expand their business. They do that through so many training courses, and I've never been a big proponent of training and sitting in classes at all. I'm more about hands-on and learning on the job. But when I was absolutely asked to take bold and really pressured to take bold, I'm like, okay, I'm going to give it a try. And I'm telling you that that is a life-changing class that this company offers. It was developed by Diana Kokoskis, who is one of our employees, and it is just an amazing, amazing class that will take you to places in your business that you never imagined. And it will also take you to places in your life with your family that you've never imagined. And I can't emphasize how much that course has helped me in all aspects of my life. There is no better place than Keller Williams to create your real estate business. And you have a shell around you that is there to support you, to help you grow your business.
So I've been in real estate for about 2.5 years now, with Keller Williams for 1.5 years. And I'd say probably in the last 6 months is really when I've been working towards real estate. So I started in the launch coaching program in the Tenafly office 6 months ago, and things really took off from there. I became really focused, and truthfully, it took a bit of courage to get focused. Even though I've been in the business for that amount of time, I'd really say that in the last 6 months was the time that things took off. And what I mean by getting focused and having the courage to do that, it's very easy for me to say, not now. I feel that once I started the coaching program, I became accountable. I started taking action, and I took what I thought I was aspiring for was, to be a real estate salesperson. But now I'm aspiring to build my real estate business, and it's a different take completely. And I see it's unfolding. I'm taking listings. I'm meeting people. I feel that I'm changing people's lives, and that's unbelievable. And even more so, I feel like I'm changing my kids' lives because they're seeing their mother successful, and that's a dream. So the difference in my business now is that my focus is different. I have tremendous support from the office, from Keller Williams, I feel worldwide, really. The training, the classes, the support, the staff. Yet I don't feel that they're supporting me with a crutch. I'm being supported by learning how to build my business. Because of that, my business has been able, in that short period of time, I've built the confidence in myself to be able to be out there in front of sellers and to present myself as an expert. And even just the short amount of time that I've been in the business, I feel confident enough to talk to people about putting their homes on the market. And I have to pinch myself sometimes now that I see my signs in front of people's homes, and I'm like, that's me, I did it. And it's great. It's great, and I just found like, I wake up in the morning and I can't wait. Like, how could I create more hours in the day? It's an amazing company to be with and to feel that so empowered. In terms of the culture, I'm very mindset in being perseverant, like persevering and having grit, and that if I do something and I'm really like passionate and have perseverance about it, and have perseverance that it'll ultimately be successful. And so the only way to do that, I can do it on my own, but to be in a company that's their mindset, that's the culture of the company, is that, you can accomplish anything, you can do anything, and as long as you work at it and you fortify yourself, you just keep pushing forward, and you have the grit to do it, it's endless what the possibilities are. And so I feel that I'm in a company that the culture is that. And that's why I can be successful, and that's why I'm able to align myself with that. In a company that believes not only in growth they believe in growth for their agents, that's what builds the business. Sometimes I'm surprised if somebody says, Keller Williams? And that's because it's the agents that build the business. Keller Williams is not out there advertising Keller Williams, but we're out there advertising us as agents, as who's creating the company are the agents, and it's an amazing culture. It's an amazing environment to be in. There's nonstop availability of different trainings, and just when I think like, wow, I've gotten a lot in here, there's like something else that's available. There's agents training other agents, and aside from the formal training in the company, every agent whether they're experienced for 15 years, 18 years, 30 years, everyone is willing to help, to share, to provide information. I feel that it's just a growth-oriented business, and I feel that the last 6 months of my business is based on the training and the coaching that I've gotten. Had it not been for that, I think I would have been on the same trajectory. If you want to be excited about waking up in the morning and getting to see the people that you work with and being around, being excited to be with your customers, with fellow agents, this is the most amazing company to work with. Keller Williams is 100%, more than 100% supportive of you and their other agents. It's an environment that promotes growth and honors you as an agent, supports you, gives you everything that you need to be able to be successful, and everybody's happy when you win. Since joining Keller Williams, I feel that my life has changed. It's definitely on a different path, a path of success. Moving to Keller Williams, I feel like this is the last stop. I could truly say that it's a company that I can continue to grow with, and I'll always find that there's more to continue to grow. One of the tips that I got at Keller Williams is counting backwards and not waiting to take action. So I really encourage that you just count back 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and just do it, because once you do, you won't regret it. It's an incredible experience, and change is not easy, but this change is definitely for the best.
I jumped into Keller Williams. I was actually in the real estate business. I've been in there for 9 years, and the last 6 I've been on it with Keller Williams. So before I came to Keller Williams, my last year of 2011, when I first joined, I did $4.5 million worth of sales. And when I look back to 2017, last year, it actually quadrupled to over $17 million. Various different things. Keller Williams is a really big training company, so they really train you to learn about what you should be doing to increase your business. They have lots of great training events, family reunion, bold, that you actually learn a lot from other agents. I think one of the things I really like about Keller Williams is they have an acronym of TEAM, and it's basically together everyone achieves more. I think that's a really great concept for a real estate company, that we all can help each other and learn from each other. And I know that, working with different people who've got different skill sets has definitely been a benefit, and I've learned, some of the things that they've done that's helped me move my business forward as well. I'm actually in the process of building a team. I do have a group of people that I call the associates. We're not really a team, but we are associated with each other, and we do sort of help each other out. So I have a lot of agents that will help me with open houses, and I will help them if they're going on listing presentations that they need some help with. And currently, actually, I'm just recruiting an admin for myself, because I don't actually have an admin yet. So I'm looking forward to the next few years where I'll actually be able to have an admin help me organize and grow my business to the next level. So profit share for me has been a big thing for me. When I came to Keller Williams, several agents came from my old company with me as well. So I did actually start with several people in my profit share downline. Over the last few years, my profit shares brought in from $20,000 for a year to over $25,000 last year, which is quite a lot of money. And it actually helped me back in 2014 when I had an accident with my hand, and I actually couldn't afford the surgery. 2 days before the surgery was due, I didn't think I could actually afford to go ahead and actually have the surgery done. And the day before, my profit share check came in for over $5,000, and it meant that I could actually have my surgery, which was really important. Profit share, I think, is great. It's nice for everybody. It just really shows that the company's really investing in its agents, and it wants to show that it's grateful for the fact that we're bringing in other people. And of course, the more red signs that go in the ground, the better for everybody, because the more people realize how big Keller Williams is and realizes how much business we do, the better for everybody, because we just keep growing. And when I look back, it's interesting because when I first joined Keller Williams, there was only 25 Keller Williams agents really in our area, and everybody said, Keller who? And now I look at how many people we have and how many offices that we've grown to, and we have probably well over 1,000 agents now with different offices in different areas, and people say, we see Keller Williams signs everywhere. So it really does show what a transformation can take place in a very short period of time. The other thing that's interesting is, since we began in business in this area, we've also grown to be the leader really in our multiple listing service. The Ridgewood office that I belong to has been #1 in, I believe it's 4 consecutive years. So we really do a lot more business than most of the other people out there, which is great. I am actually, I just got into coaching literally about 3 weeks ago when I was doing Bold. So I took Bold for the 4th time. And while I was doing Bold, they encouraged us to, possibly look into hiring a coach. And I actually have now got a coach who I think I'm on my 3rd or 4th call coming up this week. And she's got some great ideas. It's interesting when you've never really had anybody coaching you and they've got different experience to you, and they can give you lots of ideas as to how you can tackle problems that you come across all the time. I think it's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to getting to know her a little bit more and have her implement some of the ideas that she's got with my business as well. My personal life, it changed very dramatically since I joined Keller Williams. The first time I took Bold, I was not having a very great time in my personal life. And it actually made me really realize that I had to do something different to make myself move forward. And so subsequently, I actually got divorced. I made myself really organized with my business. And that's really going back to where I was in 2011 when I was only doing $4.5 million. It really made me, take my business. It made me really consider my real estate career not just as a real estate career, but more of a business. And I think really with Keller Williams, they educate you to realize it's a business that you're running. It's not just that you're a real estate agent. So it's a life worth living and a business worth owning. And I think that is very important. And it's good that you realize that you can really do anything. The sky's the limit. And they have the tools and they have the rules and they have the systems, all the things that you need to actually implement it and get to where you really want to be, wherever that may be. And everybody's different. Some people are happy doing a certain amount of business. Other people want to be a megastar and do $100 million, $200 million a year. And it just all depends where you are. But it's great that they have systems and models for everybody. So you can really decide where you want to actually get to with your business and your life. I'm just getting an assistant actually. So I do quite a lot of business on my own, and getting an assistant will be great because it will free up from a lot of the chores and the paperwork that I tend to get bogged down with. So it'll mean that I have more opportunity to go out on listing appointments and go and meet with clients, and I think that will be great because it will give me time to really grow into where I should be with my business, rather than concentrating on all the little things that I sort of tend to get bogged down with. Since joining Keller Williams, I have changed from being just a real estate agent to being a business owner. I take a lot more pride in what I'm doing, and I really focus on where I want my business to be going. Moving to Keller Williams from a different company, I really appreciate a lot of the things that it brings to the table. Keller Williams brings to the table. I love the aspect of the culture, the fact that we have our own charity. I think it's really a great thing for the company and for the agents that work here, which is different to everybody else. I love the teamwork. I like the fact that everybody works together, and it's a completely different atmosphere to most real estate companies out there. We really have a positive outlook, and we want to really help each other do business. And bringing people into the company and sharing in the profits from the company also makes you want to help people do more too. So I think it's a great thing for everybody. At my last brokerage, I felt like the black sheep surrounded by yellow sheep. And now I feel like I'm a black sheep surrounded by red and black sheep. And that's exactly how I felt the first meeting I went to with Keller Williams. The first meeting I went to, they were sharing so many ideas of what I should do with my business. that even my own company hadn't really shared with me what I should be doing with my business. So I think the fact that they had so many ideas for open houses and follow-up and, you know, the people that you should be calling and the things you should be doing to grow your business instead of it just being waiting for the business to come to you was very proactive for me. And I think that at that moment when I saw the fact that they had that sort of education and systems and sharing type of culture, it made me look at my old company in a completely different way. And I was like, I'm in the wrong place right now. So before Keller Williams, when I was really just a single agent, I never really imagined that I would be able to grow, to be doing 17 to 20 million, to have a forecast of looking to do $25 million this year, which is my aim. And I never really anticipated that I would be a business owner with people who were actually working for me and a bigger goal in mind. So I think the fact that they have so many different levels, the 7 levels of business, where you can grow, bring in other agents, have an assistant, and eventually really have somebody become the CEO and run the business, so you should be able to step away and out of the business. I think that's a big revelation that I didn't even think about when I really first got into real estate.
I've been in real estate for 14 years, and with Keller Williams just a little bit over a year. Absolutely great, absolutely great. What attracted me to Keller Williams was all their training programs, just the team leaders and their positive and supportive actions in the market centers. And I just, was recruited and was happy since I started. I had a great run so far. Really great. And my business has gone up 25%. Well, I was always a top producer, thank God. I was always a top producer, but when going to Keller Williams, the difference was my numbers went from, I did anywhere between 18 to 20 million, and now I'm just holding at that number, and just a little bit more. I started at the end of, actually the very beginning of last year, and so I only caught about 8-9 months. And if I would have done the whole year, I would have went way past my goal. Having a Keller Williams transaction coordinator helps to free up some of my paperwork and gives me more time to grow my business. And that's one thing I love about Keller Williams. They offered that to me, and they have that and more to offer to, again, not worry about the paperwork and just go out there and build and grow a successful business. The main difference is teamwork. One of the things I noticed with Keller Williams is we went in there, we're individual agents and we work for ourselves, but we always have a team member or a team leader there to help us or guide us or listen to us any time of the day. So I didn't find that with any previous company. Keller Williams is definitely a family.
Great. How had you already taken the coaching?
I did the Bold.
Bold, okay, how was that?
Bold was great. I've been in the business, like I said, 14 years, but there's always something you could learn. A lot of the agents that are successful agents like myself have always said, oh, I don't need to. There's always something you could learn every day, and Bold helped me learn a lot of stuff and build on a lot of the things I already knew. I feel, especially we're in Bergen County here, so Keller Williams came into Bergen County and nobody knew Keller Williams. I always said if they're going to come to Lower Bergen County, I'm going to join them. And when they came to the Lower Bergen County, the Fort Lee area, I was on board, and now you see their name all over, and I just feel that the reason they're a game changer for our area is, again, we're working as a team. When you're working with other companies, you're working for them. But with this, you're all together, you're one. When you have a company that's built by the agents and for the agents, we're all one. We're all focused on one goal. We're not focused on making corporate or satisfying corporate. We're all, like I said, we're focused towards one goal. At Keller Williams, you don't feel handcuffed to the company. You're working together as a team, and I could always feel that come over, join us. We could show you how you're not going to feel that pressure of the boss telling you how to run your business, because we are independent contractors, and that's what makes Keller Williams make me successful. I made one mistake in my real estate business, and it's not joining Keller Williams sooner. Profit sharing is great.
For 5 years, and before that I had my own company. Before Keller Williams, I was operating at a production level around 16 million, and since with Keller Williams I've gone up to 19 million. So I've basically gone up about 20% in production. Right now, terrific. This year I should make platinum. It's over 20 million in sales. With Keller Williams, it's the culture I like, it's the professionalism, it's the agents that have come to the company, to really set and raise the standard in business. And that's how I've worked for 25 years. I've held myself accountable and raised my bar each year. And Keller Williams coming into our area has that same vision. And so we complement each other. And now with the agents that have come into the office, we're putting ourselves in a situation to really, just take off. The thing I've learned about working with Keller Williams is really treating my business as a business, and basically utilizing time management and really staying with my clients and working on the relationships and being consistent. And being consistent like that 7 days a week. By doing that, I've been able to grow my business, and also, 5 days a week, but also have time with my family. So it's prioritizing my efforts, growing my business, staying on relationship, and staying with value. And it's been like their mantra, but integrity, follow through. It's right in line with me. Yeah, the training has been terrific. I've taken Bold twice the last 2 years, and taking Bold, it raises your game. It keeps you accountable. You have to be, you're in production, your mindset's production. And it actually enabled me to finish strong the last 2 years in a time that normally would be a lower part of the season. So each time I've taken Bold, I've increased my production, and then it's set me up for the next quarter to crank. Then that's something we didn't have at RE/MAX when I was there before. The compensation is attractive. You come in at a 70%, you have a cap. And then once you reach that cap, you're at 100%. So I'm a perfect living example. I capped January 1st this year. I keep 100% of my commission straight through July. So for basically for the 7 months of this year, I'm at 100%. And it's a big opportunity to also be able to invest in properties and to have a lot more access. Each office, depending on the overall potential in the market, the size of the market, I think probably the overhead, they set the cap. So we're at 37,000, for example, in Fort Lee. Different market centers are at different caps depending on the potential of the average sale price in the area, and the total potential volume, the piece of the market share that you can go after. So basically, I pay Keller Williams $37,000 for a cap, $3,000 towards a royalty, so it's $40,000. After that, I keep the rest for the rest of the year until my 12-month reset. So my reset is July 1st. The profit sharing is fabulous. I've been getting checks. I think it comes out on the 23rd or something like that every month. It automatically deposited right into your account. I think I have 8 agents under my profit sharing. I've gotten checks anywhere from $65 up into $400 a month. And it's set in motion. What's nice about the profit sharing also is the people you bring in, and if you tend to help each other even that much more and support them, because if they do well, I do well. So my team that I brought in under me for the profit sharing, they tend to come to me as like a mentor. And then so it's not that I do it for the profit sharing, but the quality of the people, it all balances out. So it's nice. You get to help them. They do well. At the same time, you get these checks directly into your account. What my life has changed at a better for the company is that I used to run my own company for 7 years. I wore all the hats. I know how hard it is to run a company. And now going to Keller Williams has systems. They have people in place to do all the different functions of growing a company. Since being with Keller Williams for the last 2 years, I got to see how uniquely, not only difficult it is to run a company, but how important it is to have the right people with the right culture. We grew to 195 agents with Keller Williams. I'm a partner with Keller Williams. I'm also an investor with the company. And to do that in a year, take basically being open, is pretty amazing. You know, you don't do that for just it just doesn't happen. You know, so you know how it affected me is I go into work every day. We have a great office. It's a great atmosphere, very supportive. People come in back and forth with questions. We share information. I don't have to worry about leaving things on my desk like some other companies you could run into if someone's going to take your information. At the same time, with Facebook, with the Bergen County Partners, we have 1,000 agents. 1,000 agents, if you think about it, that we can post something on Facebook and we'll go to 6 different offices and get access to listings, questions, resources. If you have a need for a home inspector, you're pushing a button. It's like an intranet, basically, to all the Bergen County Keller Williams office. It's pretty unusual. Yeah, since joining Keller Williams, I would say my production has safely gone up 10 to 15% each year I've been with the company. Moving to Keller Williams, I probably should have done it a year earlier. You know, I basically took my time because I was settled in at RE/MAX for 5 years and really built my brand cleanly. Still a very big decision. But after I got here and got settled in, and it was a very innovative company, very technology savvy, which I was comfortable with, it turned out to be the best move I made. At my last brokerage, I didn't have the support and the staff and the training and the resources that I have at Keller Williams. There's no comparison. There's daily training in the office. Every day there's something going on with the calendar. Before Keller Williams, I was basically on auto drive. You know, what I mean by that is I was doing very well. I didn't really have a set goal ahead of me just to stretch myself. So I was still a top producer, still doing well, but not reaching my potential. After I joined Keller Williams and I went through the training, I went through family reunion, I went through Bold twice, I have a bigger picture. I see how things, how can I stretch my income. Certain activities that I do and certain ways I use my time as an exponent factor that has grown my business over 25%, and there's no ceiling. You know, what I like about Keller Williams most is that I'm very much focused on always expanding my horizons and training and development. And the aspiration of Keller Williams to continuously develop the training and develop yourself you can't really compare it to another company. There's only a few amount of times that in your life you have an opportunity, you know, to take action and to do something that is really meaningful and give yourself and your family an opportunity to really grow. Keller Williams is set up to help you in every way. If they've done it for everything that you would go through in real estate, everywhere that you've hit walls, they've had agents that have done it. And they have agents that have jumped over. They have agents that have, through coaching, through training, all aspects. If I was going to do it all over again, I wouldn't even hesitate. I would have started with Keller Williams right off the bat and not hit my head against the wall. I would have grown my business. I would have probably had an extra couple of million in the bank right now. Seriously. I mean, just because there's a difference between going out and working hard every day and growing a business strategically and basically getting to a place where you have a good life, good family life, and you're consistently striding.
I've worked with Al Donahue and Bergen County Partners for a year now. Sometimes it feels like forever. I say that in a good way. I never played sports as a kid, and for the first time in my life, I completely understand what it means to be part of a winning team, to have each other's back, to step up your game because other people are counting on you. We win some, we lose some, but to always be there for each other, whether we're figuring out what we could have done differently or celebrating our successes, one thing's for sure. With Al Donahue as our head coach, we never stop learning or growing. Al, not unlike Gary Keller, has proven to be quite the visionary. When I made the move from one Keller Williams group to Bergen County Partners, I had no idea that I was not only getting a great new career opportunity, but I instantly had about 30 new friends. I relocated my family to take this position, and it was the best career move I ever made. I think there's something to be said for our hiring philosophy because I have never seen such hardworking people or a more cohesive team who truly care about the success of this company and on a daily basis put the team ahead of themselves. It's so cool to be a part of it. At Bergen County Partners, our visions and values are real. They mean something to us. We care about our agents' lives and their families and their businesses. Imagine working in a place that puts value on having fun. Bergen County Partners never stops growing. We are always looking for the next great opportunity for our agent partners and our employees. We're working on opening our 5th market center. The opportunities for growth within our company are incredible, and we are always looking for ways to help our teammates grow their careers and, just as important, personal growth. Being learning-based is crucial, so if you're getting on board with Bergen County Partners, get ready to become the best version of you ever. I can't talk about Keller Williams International without mentioning Mo Anderson, our beloved leader. She inspires every one of us to raise the bar and keep our standards high. She doesn't accept anything less. This woman practices what she preaches at an impressive level, and she encourages us to give back to our community. KW and Bergen County Partners with Al Donahue at the helm. It's about careers worth having, businesses worth owning, and lives worth living. If you are ready to take it to the next level, we want you to be a part of our family. It's great. We love the company. We really do have such an incredible team. We help each other. We have each other's backs, as I said before. It's very challenging, but the reward is incredible. It's really awesome to have a career where you can work really hard, but you get to play really hard too. And we are all such good friends that it kind of translates from day into night and even into the weekend. We're one great cohesive team. I think that we feel like we're all business owners. This is our business, it's our baby. It's a reflection of us and our hard work and what we put into it. And it's really important for us that all of our agents are having careers worth having and lives worth living. One of the things that I love about our company is we're all about servant leadership. And in servant leadership, nothing is too good for anyone to do. So I would never ask anyone to do something that I would not be willing to do for the team and for our company. And I love that about our company. There are no divas. Everyone's treated the same. And because of this, we are very successful and we are a great team. Keller Williams, 10 years. Bergen County Partners, 1 year. So I've worked for Keller Williams for 10 years. This is my first year with Bergen County Partners, and it's completely different because it's one big umbrella with 5 different offices. So it's really neat because we're growing 5 offices all at different places and different people and all different agents and different markets. It's really exciting and it never stops. So we're constantly going at 100 miles an hour and the days go flying by, and it makes it, all that more special and more fun to be, we have to go to work every day. So if we're going to do it, let's have fun while we're doing it and achieve at a ridiculously high level, which is what we're doing in Bergen County Partners. Our Ridgewood office is #1 in the entire New York tri-state region. And that's quite a feather in our cap. We're very proud of that.
Yeah, you're not seeing them.
All right, cool.
I've been a realtor since 1989, and I was at another company for many years because there was no Keller Williams in Bergen County. And I had done well at that other company, but I was stuck at a ceiling of achievement, and I wanted to get past that ceiling of achievement. And when I learned about the education, motivation, and coaching that Keller Williams offered, I knew I had to switch companies, and I did that almost 6 years ago, and it's been the best decision I ever made. It's changed my life, and in such a way that not only did my business grow exponentially once I switched over, it changed my whole life and my whole outlook on things. And because of that, when I got the opportunity to manage the office as the team leader, I jumped at the chance because I'm passionate about this company. I know what it can do for people. I know what it did for me. I've seen what it's done for so many people, helping them boost their production, change their lives, have more time with their families. And I wanted to be a catalyst for that as the manager, team leader, and give people the support that they needed. At my former company, I was producing about 15 to 17 million each year, but I seemed to be stuck there, and I wanted to do more. And within a year of being at Keller Williams, I was closing almost 22 million in production. And just learning the things that I learned at Keller Williams made all the difference in the world for me. Being able to learn how to run a business, which I never understood before I came to Keller Williams, has helped me to keep more of the money I make and spend it more wisely. And with the Keller Williams compensation plan, with the capping and being able to earn 100%, it made a huge difference in what I took home to my family. And in the end, it's all about your family. Before I came to Keller Williams, I was starting to think that my ceiling of achievement was limited. But when I came to Keller Williams, I understood that there are no limits to what you can do and what you can achieve and what you can earn at Keller Williams. And we're encouraged to think big and grow. And that's really exciting. Coming to Keller Williams as an experienced agent, I wasn't sure what to expect, but I had always heard that Keller Williams had training for people at all levels of achievement, and that turned out to be completely true. I became almost addicted in my first year to watching webinars and going to classes because I was learning things I never knew about before, and I saw how it was impacting my business and helping me earn more money and do things more easily and have more time to spend with my family. And that was just phenomenal. I think for people at other companies, it's important for them to understand what this company offers and that your biggest dream is encouraged because we have the support and the training that's going to get you there. And so if you're interested in making more money and having more time, this is the place to do it. There's no comparison.
So my role is that I'm what's called the productivity coach for the Bergen Partners Franchise Group. So what I do is really coach agents and help them learn how to grow their businesses and how to become successful entrepreneurial real estate agents. You know, one of the things that happens with real estate agents, or really anybody who's trying to run a business, is that they can learn a lot of things in terms of what to do, but to learn how to put that into practice is a whole different game. So one of the things that's really cool about Keller Williams, it's truly one of the greatest training companies in the world, but to learn how to take that training and to apply it really requires a coach. And what I love to do is to help people learn kind of how to push through their blind spots a little bit and kind of how to learn how to get out of their comfort zone a little bit so they can take all the things they're learning and put it into practice. You know what? I think when my biggest successes are when people realize that they know how to solve problems for themselves. When I get a call that says, you know what, I've been coaching with you for a while, and now based on the relationship that we've got, when things come up that I wasn't prepared for, I know what to do. That's really what I'm shooting for. So one of the things that I know, having been around this industry for a long time, is both an agent and a manager, and now as a coach. One of the things that I know is that most agents really struggle with getting into the right business habits. You know, the nature of what separates a great agent from an agent who tries really hard but just doesn't succeed is that great agents establish really good business habits. And as a coach, the thing that I'm really most focused on is helping people decide for themselves what are the priorities of their business, what is it that they're trying to accomplish, and then getting into the pattern of doing the right things consistently, Even the things that don't come naturally, even the things that aren't super comfortable to do, but to get into the habit of doing the right things consistently until they become their new habit. Once they've become a habit that they've adopted, their business can go anywhere they want it to do. So, so that's really the biggest challenge for most agents, is really kind of acquiring the right set of habits. You know, the models are based on proven models that we know work. So Keller Williams is a company that's really based on having a lot of key models that we know are scalable and can be applied to everybody's business, but everybody's business is uniquely their own. So as a coach, what I do is really help take the models and set that out as a foundation, and then try to help people determine what is the uniqueness that they can bring to their business to kind of separate them from everybody else. How do we put their own DNA in that so that they can succeed in their own unique way using the same models that we teach for everybody? You know, I've been around lots of different companies and lots of different business models, and what I find particularly exciting about this one is Keller Williams is a company that really speaks to people that have entrepreneurial dreams. Keller Williams is a company that really attracts people who really want big things in their lives. And the thing that I love most about this company is the fact that there's a recognition that everybody has the capacity to succeed way beyond what they believe they're capable of. And what this company is so committed in doing is supporting people into just finding out how big a life can they live. It's a really exciting place to be.
My name is Jessica Pinto. I'm the Director of Agent Services for Keller Williams in the Woodcliff Lake, New Jersey office. My cell phone number is 201-341-2117. And our office phone number is 201-391-2500. My title is Director of Agent Services. So I onboard all of our new agents and transfers, and I make sure that the process, all the paperwork and all of that gets done smoothly for them so that they could start right away, not have any hiccups during that process. And then I also like to introduce them to the technologies that Keller Williams uses. So we use Dotloop, we have MyKW, we do Playster for their website, so I get that all set up for them. And then if they have any questions in the meantime, after I do that orientation, they make appointments with me, I sit down, make sure that they're heading in the right direction. And then even if they just have other questions that they just feel like they need help with, I always have my door open and they'll just come in. And a lot of times you just see the agents always in my office, just seeing what they can do and what I can do to help them. And I'm new to the real estate world, and I've met a lot of agents that are coming and joining Keller Williams, and they've all told me that they've never seen a staff at a real estate office. And then when they come in, and our team leader, Dan Wexeldorfer, he shows them around the office and shows them the staff, they're blown away by it, that there's people there to support them. We're there every day, 9 to 5. Even, we give out our cell phones, so they even text us when we're not at the office, and we're always there kind of leading them to the right direction. I honestly feel it's extremely important because they feel like they're not alone, that they actually have people that want them to be successful. And, you know, real estate world, it's tough. You know, everybody's out on their own doing their thing, and there's not too many people that want to help because they want to be successful. So when they come into the office and sit, there's a team that's willing to help them in every step and want them to be successful. They're not used to that. They're blown away by that, and they can't believe that this is what a company can offer. You know, it's really unusual, and I'm new to Keller Williams, and I'm so happy that I can help the agents, because from my background, I love helping people, and it's really nice to have them come into the office. They have a question or they're frustrated about something, and they come to a staff member, and we fix it right then and there, and then they have a big smile on their face, and they're ready to get the day going. So that's why we really like doing it.
Silverstein, take one. So I'm with Keller Williams for 5 years, and in the business exactly 12 years, March of 2005. When I was a Coldwell banker, I averaged usually around 10 to 12 million. This past year I did a little over 20 million. So, you know, my business has ramped up significantly. But I just feel that there are things that have been offered at Keller Williams more on an entrepreneurial level that weren't available at the other company. So that's why I see, just looking at the business at a higher level. here than I did it at Coldwell Banker. I do a lot of social media marketing, so I'm very involved in Facebook, very in tune to my clients. Anytime I get a new client that I build a relationship with, I friend them on Facebook, and I'm very much entrenched in their lives. So throughout the transaction, they're seeing what's happening in my life, and I'm seeing what's happening in their life. And it just helps the transaction along, and you feel more on a personal level with them than you would if you didn't see what they were doing on the weekends, or birthday parties, or an anniversary, or whatever the case may be. But just I attribute a lot of my business really to social media, and just really just focusing on the people locally who I know and who I do business with. I would say so, because Keller Williams is more of a technology-based company, and it's not something that was really there when I was at Coldwell Banker. I used to give Facebook classes of how to set up an account and how to make money using Facebook, and most of the agents were they weren't open to learning. It was just one more thing that they had to understand. They already had their Coldwell Banker website and NJMLS, but now they had to figure out, well, what's Facebook, what's Instagram? So I got a lot of pushback from that. And when I went over to KW, everybody was talking about Instagram and social media and blogging and micro marketing, and just being a master at the one area that you're focusing in on. So I just find that agents here look at their business on a much higher level compared to what I saw when I was at the other company. Oh, it's night and day. It's night and day. I mean, there I was essentially on a split where there was an administrative fee that they took off the top, and I would never, be at 100% split the way I am now. This past year, the way it works with Keller Williams, where you cap at a certain number, I capped in 1 month. So essentially for 11 months, I'm earning 100% commission. That never could have happened when I was at the other company. So yeah, each transaction, I'm putting more money in my pocket, and I'm also investing more into the business through marketing, through mailings, online marketing, social media, as I mentioned. So it's just a completely different animal. Again, like I said, I wish this was available several years ago in 2005 when I got into the business. Profit share. I haven't been as involved. I have a few people in my downline, but it hasn't been my focus. Since joining Keller Williams, I never expected to make Circle of Excellence on the platinum level. That's the highest level you can achieve. I thought that's something that I would maybe make when I'm in the business 15, 20 years. So I made it this year for the first time, doing over 20 million. Before joining Keller Williams, I never thought that I would sell more than 10, 12 million, in a given year. Never fathomed that. Before Keller Williams, I never thought that I would have a full-time assistant working with me. I never thought that I would have a buyer's agent. I never thought I would have a team. It's not something that was ever, that would ever even cross my mind. So it's just, it just opened up my mind and my mindset to a completely different world in real estate. Moving to Keller Williams, I was extremely apprehensive about doing it. I spoke with Al Donahue when he was at a previous company, and he tried to recruit me, and I was just not ready to make the move. And then when Keller Williams started, I was afraid of being the guinea pig, so I didn't want to be one of those first agents to come on board, which I should have. So I waited about, I guess, a year to see how they were doing stats-wise, and tons of agents started flocking to the company. And I went to a family reunion in Orlando, and that was the first time I really experienced it. And kind of in the middle of that trip, that's when I realized I'm ready to go. I'm done. I've been there. I mean, I was in your shoes. I went through the same issues, and it was the biggest frustration knowing that I came home with a commission check and I had to give such a huge percentage to the company, and I wasn't getting anything in return. So it was difficult for me. But you owe it to yourself as an agent to come on board, and it's not going to hurt. It's only going to help. It's a win-win. It's a win for the company. It's a win-win for you. And if you really want to take your business to the next level and you don't see it happening now, you have to make that change. It's not going to change in 6 months or a year from now, just like that. You have to make that change and just say, I'm ready to do this. And you have to want it, just like anything else. But you have to take control. Nobody else is going to do it for you.
So I'm with Keller Williams for 2 months,
started my real estate career about 2.5 years ago, so I'm a newer agent. Oh, it's night and day. The other company was all about the brand. At Keller Williams, it's all about the agent. You know, I think for me, it's a lot about self-confidence. And being at Keller Williams, they give you the tools, the education, the training, the knowledge. So it makes you feel you're coming from a position of knowing more and being stronger and, in essence, having more self-confidence. Well, because I'm just starting really in the business, but as I said, I have the confidence now and, you know, I am getting more listings, and I think that's attributed to Keller Williams. I wish I would have done this so, you know, from the beginning of my career. You know, the support that they give you. Well, you really need to make this move now. I wish I would have done this 2 years ago. You'd be so much further ahead. The training, the education, the people really make the difference in the company because they do have the culture. I mean, it is all about the people. It's a learning experience, it's a growth experience, and you know, it comes through in your business. You'll see a definitely increase in your business. The compensation is the best. You start off at a 70-30% split, and once you've reached a cap, which is $37,000 to the company, then it's 100%. Yes, I am. I'm working toward that goal. I've been in coaching for it, and I'm looking forward to setting up a team. The great thing about it is that Keller Williams has a model. They have an economic model. They have a business model. So you follow the model, and it's been done before. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, and that's what I find comforting. I don't have to really think about too much about the success of it. I know if I follow it, I will be successful. Well, I think really what happened to me was I came into the company and I saw all the things that I actually believed in. You know, I believed in, you know, that agents were responsible for their business and not the branding of a company. So the things that I were presented with at Keller Williams were true to my nature. So I really found comfort in finding, you know, something that had my core values and the foundation that I think business should be built on. That I'm really excited to be with the company. I really feel stronger, and I'm ready to take on challenges ahead of me and be successful.
On this, yeah, bring your phone in. So I just joined Keller Williams 2 months ago, and have been in the industry since 1984. Right out of college, I joined our local family business with my father. He suggested I get my license until I figured out what I was going to do, so I did. And here, fast forward, you know, just joined Keller Williams as a new venture, really, in this industry. Very excited about it. With the family business, then, when my father retired, I switched over to the other local company that was taking over that location. So I was with a couple companies, took a break to raise 4 children, and then came back with another company for, you know, the last stint for the last almost 9 years, over 8 years. And well, I have to say that I, you know, have been in the business for quite a while, and as a sole agent, I've been very successful, fortunately, and always dreamt of having a support system that I could kind of balance the quality of my life a little better, because it gets exhausting to, you know, really service your clients as they're supposed to, especially when you're doing a high volume business. So fortunately, my husband, a great guy, Bob, he just joined me full-time about 18 months ago. So now we've been working together for that time frame, and we were still struggling with trying to get the operational systems in place. And, you know, real estate is not just a sales business, it's really an operational business. And when we were introduced and began discussing what Keller Williams had to offer us as agents for our business, for our clientele, it was so extraordinary that we knew rather quickly that we just needed to make this jump. And anticipating we'll be in the business for another 20 years, we need to be with a company that is innovative. They're offering the most innovative technologies
that are around. They're offering the support and the training that we really need to create those systems that will help improve our lives, even improve the quality of our service to all of our clientele. Well, the culture at Keller Williams is one of training. They encourage you to get coached. They, you know, we are already in a wonderful weekly coaching calls, and that have been really game changers for our business. And moving forward, even though it's only been 2 months, it's causing us to do the things that we need to do to cause our business to be successful, to grow it, for the two of us to work together in a organized fashion. And I had been, you know, doing well there, but as a sole agent, basically as a sole agent doing a lot of business, it is exhausting. And so having my husband join, we thought we would get something right away and get it working, but it didn't happen. So it's happening now because of the environment that we're working in at Keller Williams. Every week there are multiple training classes that we can avail ourselves of right at our market center, and it's just really right at our fingertips. We can do it online. Face-to-face is really important. They're offering the face-to-face. And you know, it's helping us build our business, but in building our business, we're serving our clientele better. It's all about us, you know, our clients, and doing a great job marketing homes, doing a great job working with buyers. And there are so many facets to real estate that I think the average person does not understand, that I'm well acquainted with. And Keller Williams just has provided such a support system. You know, I recently heard Gary Keller say, "You don't work for me, I work for you." So to be in a company where the founder and all the leaders are saying, "We're here for you, what do you need?" And not only that, they're hiring the most innovative, young, technology-savvy people and surrounding themselves with that in such a way that it really will transform. I feel it's the future of real estate. So the company, you know, has really been founded by agents, for agents. And when you understand and you hear Gary's story and the story of all the leaders, the people that originated, they realized that business as usual was not working. And they started asking agents, "What do you need for us to do?" when they started their own business. And the agents started saying, "Well, we need this, we need that, we need," and they began to build a structure and a culture to support those agents, down to even the most simple thing, that their mission statement, they feel strongly it's God, family, business. They want the agents to keep their lives in order and in balance, and do the things that are healthy for you so that you can do well at your job as well. And that's really amazing. And there's a profit sharing that was also very attractive. You know, business as usual is basically, you know, you're only as good as your last sale. I hate that term in sales, but it's true. With Keller Williams, they build into the system that when you're performing, you can also get the profit sharing from your market centers. So the owners are not taking all the profit. They're splitting it with the agents that are working hard at their jobs, you know, and selling homes. So that's very exciting to feel you've really got your skin in the game, and that there's a company that wants to reward you for working hard with and for them. You know, my personality is such that I've been dreaming of building some kind of, they call them teams, they call them groups, you know, in all different companies, not just Keller Williams. But I just have envisioned for many, many years, there has to be a way that I can hire somebody to help me with my admin, get some agents to work with me so that I don't have to do everything, because it's just exhausting, you know. And I could never figure it out. Even with my husband joining me and the two of us working this past year and a half together, we didn't quite get the system. When we came to Keller Williams, it's all spelled out. It's actually a very simple equation, and if you do the things they tell you to do, it works. And it takes the pressure off of you trying to guess how should you do something. And you take one thing at a time, and you pick that one thing you just want to change, and you do that. So to tell other agents, I would sit down and just express to them how exciting it is to have people around you that want to support your business, because real estate is a very competitive business. Like others, maybe more so. And I've always, in the spirit of cooperation, always wanted to help other agents. Even if they're competitors in my area, I believe that, you know, what I need, I'll get. You know, it will be provided, and you win some, you lose some, so we really need to help each other. So if you're thinking that it's just not working the way it is, give me a call. And you need to really see what there is that you have not seen before, because it will change your world and your business. If you're going to do real estate and you're serious about making this your career, there's really no other way to do it than to follow the models that Keller Williams is offering.
3 years in May.
3 years in May, great.
Correct.
And how long all total?
The main difference between Keller Williams technology, training, the spirit of the culture, whereas people are experienced professional real estate agents are helping one another, which is really very different. Okay, so the compensation plan, as far as the split's concerned, I've been with companies that offered a higher commission split. However, it had less, other companies had less opportunity. They were capped. They were capped at the point of, whereas in Keller Williams, after you reach once you're a capper, you get 100% of the commission. That's $5 million is gross
5
sales.
million gross sales. Oh, so
Right.
Of home sales.
Correct.
Okay. I thought you just said gross commission. Okay. So gross
Gross
sales.
commission? Ooh.
So where yeah, I was like,
That's nice.
What are you doing sitting here?
That's right.
So what were you before?
Oh, sure. Because one of the biggest beliefs is that the company that I came to prior to coming to Keller Williams, the owners of the company had come from Keller Williams. How was it when I moved to Keller Williams? It was exhilarating when I moved to Keller Williams. It allowed me to bring a business that I was doing prior to coming to Keller Williams. I maintained my same clients. I should say I was able to bring most of my clients into the fold